Okay, guys, there is a large manhunt right now for a guy who pew-pewed two lawmakers in Minnesota, Melissa Hortman and John Hoffman. And this is currently all over the news.
That vote. Right now, we're talking.
The suspect.
That is an interesting way to give the news. Now, how did this happen? At 2 a.m., somebody reported a pew-pewing in Champlin, which is where Hoffman's home is at. And they go to Hoffman's house just to find him and his wife in critical condition. But they don't see the perp around. So the police get to thinking like, someone targeted a lawmaker. Wait, hold up. Melissa's house is like 4 miles away. Hey, somebody go over there. They get to her house at 3:35 a.m. And what they saw was what looked like a police car with flashing lights and someone in a police uniform walking out. The police was like, what the He is not one of ours. So then a pew-pew fight goes down. Suspect runs back into the house. They get into the house, suspect's gone. I guess he went out the back door. And this is when they find out Melissa Hortman and her husband's life has been taken. The police have a conference and let everybody know the suspect was impersonating a cop. The clothes was fake, the badge was fake, but this man really took his time because he said if he was standing next to us, you wouldn't tell the difference. Now, the suspect left behind the car, and inside the car they searched it, and they found a list of a bunch of other political figures that they was going to take out. So now we can obviously see the motive. Now, a lot of people, I'm not going to hold you, even me a little bit, we're like, how did he get away? And also, the fact they have not found him yet is weird. I don't like being a conspiracy theorist, but it was like, I don't know, how did he get away? So now the internet is like, okay, why? So let's just start here, right? Hoffman was a Democrat. Melissa was also a Democrat. So some people are saying Republicans, they're responsible for this. They did this. But also, there's another thing that happened recently. So there was a vote about healthcare access for adult illegal immigrants. And Hortman was the only Democrat who voted to cut the healthcare.
But you were the only one that ultimately ended up voting for the cuts to undocumented healthcare. What was it like to take that on for your caucus? Did you view that as sort of holding the compromise sacrifice for the rest of the members of your caucus? What was that vote like?
You know, I'll continue to have health insurance, so I'm fine. What I worry about is the people who will lose their health insurance. I know that people will be hurt by that vote, and we worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision. And we tried any other way we could to come to a budget agreement with Republicans, and they wouldn't have it. So, you know, I did what leaders do. I stepped up and I got the job done for the people of Minnesota.
So now, after seeing this, Republicans are saying, nah, Democrats are taking out their own people. So now everybody is just arguing. Now, news just came in. They have a suspect, and his name is Vance Bolter. Whoa. Now, I looked around. I'm not sure how they know it's him, but it's FBI. I mean, they got something. But it seems to be he's involved with both pew-pewings. It says here he served on the same state workforce development board as Hoffman. And look at this. It says Bolter's wife filed for a Praetorian Guard Security Services. And the homepage provides armed security for property and events and features a photo of a SUV painted in a two-tone black and silver pattern similar to a police vehicle. An online resume says Bolter is a security contractor who has worked in the Middle East and Africa. Is that how he got the car? Him being on the same board as Hoffman is crazy. This is interesting. Anyway, guys. So, if you guys didn't know, the No Kings protest is happening today. And oh my God, that's a lot of people. So, basically, the No Kings protest is basically a demonstration against the policies and actions of Trump's administration. I guess there's a military parade today. And people all across America have been planning this protest to happen right before it. Which, by the way, LA has been having ICE protests already for the past 5 or 6 days. So with this happening all together, this might be one of the most chaotic days of the year. So anyone that goes out to protest, please be careful. Don't bring your kids. Trump actually heard about these protests coming up, and he said this.
And we're going to be celebrating big on Saturday. We're going to have a lot of, and if there's any protester who wants to come out, they will be met with very big force. By the way, for those people that want to protest, they're going to be met with very big force.
Which, him saying this only made this fire worse. People are on here calling him a dictator because, as you guys know, the First Amendment, we have the right to peacefully protest. So to say, if you protest, you're going to be met with a very big force, it's like, are you saying that you're going to use American forces on its own people? That's what it sounds like. The police in Minnesota is asking everybody to stay inside. Don't protest, especially after what just happened, this pew-pewing. Which, if you're from Minnesota like I am, you know about the George Floyd situation. We gonna pull up to the occasion anyway. Now, guys, if y'all gonna protest, do it the right way, because I've been watching and y'all kind of suck. Not all of you. When you loot, burn down things, and break things, it messes up the agenda. The goal here is narrative. This is not like a physical game. This is a media game. Don't just get on camera and say, F ICE, or F the police to find them. If you get on camera, you gotta know what the protest is asking for. You have to prove to America that it's peaceful protesting. Prove that something is going against humanity. You gotta have people sharing their stories on how this has affected them, their families, etc. All right, now y'all be safe out there. And condolences to the families that was affected by this. This is so sad. As I always say, what do you think about this?